Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time through the courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. Okay, this is a collective or general reading, so just take what works for you and leave the rest. And it's also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. We're going to begin with, if it has been a while since I've posted this, take a look what was going on back then in your life, and it may give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is one of four of the queens in the minor arcana. Her element is fire. She is represented with this wand. The wand represents passionate action, and it's made of wood because wood feeds fire. It also is coming from the tree, so it represents the energy of the ancestors, the deep roots, and the offshoots that represent descendants. So this is, she has this veil behind her head, and it's a thin veil between the spiritual realm and the physical, and it's also representing your using your intuition and your logic together. She has this sunflower, and that's representing that she's happy. Sunflowers are happy because they follow the sun, and the sun's energy is following God's plan. This is talking about this little black cat here. A lot of people are afraid to have a black cat because they think they are, they have a superstition that they're bad luck. But the Queen, she doesn't worry about that kind of thing, because she knows that she can come to a creative solution about anything, and that's why she remains happy. And then this is talking about the Three of Pentacles. This is good news that you are you're in an elevated position, and people are noticing how talented you are. You have mastered your skill set. Sometimes this can represent an energy of you just received a degree for whatever you've been studying for, or perhaps you're an actor or an actress, and you're being noticed, and the directors and producers are wanting you for the lead role in a big movie. There could be an energy of being an artist or a sculptor, and people wanting you to come and do work on their buildings, or purchase your paintings, that type of energy. Also, there's the energy here of possibly you're like a very good athlete, and people are noticing, like that, and the colleges and the universities are coming around and offering you scholarships, and maybe even to the point where now you're at the university or the college, and you now are having the scouts from the pro teams coming around and offering you, they want you on their team. So it's that type of energy. It's, when you get the ticket for whatever you're doing, the certificate or whatever, the degree, and maybe you were valedictorian, in your law, you've gone to school for law, and now you're, qualified to do whatever it is that you have been working on. And people notice that you are very good at it. And the thing to be careful of here with the Three of Pentacles, it's saying, because you're in an elevated position, you have the opportunity here to make sure that it's not just about money when you collaborate with others, that they are in alignment with your lifestyle, that you don't have to get in alignment with theirs. Quite often this can represent secret society energy, where there's hidden aspects or loops in the contract, or there's hidden elements that you don't know about, that you don't find out till later, that type of energy. And quite often this energy ends up like that you get breadcrumbed for your work while other people make a lot of money off of it. Not always, but it can be like that. So it's just saying, be very careful that you, get a good lawyer if you're going to sign a contract with anyone, so that you can make sure that it doesn't have any loopholes that could be problemsome for you later. It's always a good idea, and find a lawyer that specializes in that field. And then we have here the Eight of Cups, and because the Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from something that, like, this could represent 8 years of putting energy into relationship. Now, or it doesn't have to be years, but it quite often represents a lot of effort put in. There's only 10 cups in the tarot. So, you know, if you've got 8 happening here, you have put quite a bit of effort into whatever this is. The cups usually represent love, quite often represent romantic love, but sometimes it could be love of someone or something, anyone or anything that you are, you know, it could be friends, family, you know, just, and then it also can be something you love to do or love to be. But this is saying you're done, you're walking away, you've had it, like done, that kind of energy. Like there's no turning back after you leave this way. And in the background, we do have the eclipses of the moon. So eclipses, when there's eclipses of the sun and the moon, generally that energy will hang around you for 6 months. So it's kind of like a slow, a pot of potpourri burning on the back burner of your stove. You don't really notice it, but like 6 months later, the energy of the eclipses lasts that long, and it can, you'll look back and you'll be like, whoa, look at all the changes that happened in my life, and you didn't notice at the time because you're so busy dealing with life, you know. And then this is the King of Wands. So, you know, and we also have the Knight of Wands here, and so this looks like there's a lot of passion coming in. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, this could be King of Wands feels like you're his King of Wands. You know, that type of energy. You know, he's very much in the same, you know, energy, very fiery, and the King of Wands is considered to be the sexiest king of them all. He's very charismatic. A lot of people really enjoy his energy. He is a visionary, so he's someone that loves new projects, new adventure, that type of energy moving forward. And you know, a perfect match with the Queen of Wands. They can be very fiery together. She's magnetic, he's electric, and sparks fly, basically. On the back of the King's throne here, he has these salamanders in a circle, and also the lion, and the salamander running in front of him. And that represents an energy of protection from fire. And I noticed a while back that there's like a face on the back of his throne here. There's 2 eyes, and there's this mustache with the smoke coming out of the mouth and the nose, which could just mean he's smoking hot. So he's perfect match for the Queen of Wands. But this also can say where there's smoke, there's fire. And one thing to recognize about the King of Wands, of all the kings, he would be the last to settle down, you know. So, you know, he sometimes can play the field quite a bit, and his love for adventure and new projects and new encounters sometimes bleeds into his romantic life. So quite often it takes him, of all the kings, he's the least likely to settle down into a traditional relationship. And if he does so, it will be later on in his life usually. Or if he has, it doesn't last long. That's the type of energy. So it could just represent where there's smoke, there's fire. Just be aware of that energy. And also the Knight of Wands, this is a lot of passion. The knights would deliver messages for the king and the queen. And this is talking about, you know, the same energy. The Knight of Wands is representing, like, he knows that he has a temper. He's got a bit of a big red plume on the back of his helmet here. And he also is very passionate, carrying that energy. He noticed that the king and him both are wearing the same tunic. The Queen of Wands, she's the only one of the face cards in the wands that does not have the salamanders and the fire, and that's because she commands the fire. So she sets the tone. She doesn't need protection from fire because she commands it, and that's why she's so magnetic to the king. And so this is talking about a lot of passion. With the horse, you know, represents heartfelt energy and passion. This talks also about the pyramids in the background, are saying, you know, a love of adventure and of exploring, you know, new concepts, etc., and having a lot of enthusiasm. The Knight of Wands, I feel this is representing the communication of the king here, or, you know, I feel like because it's over here and they're, kind of dressed together. This is saying that he knows that he's a hothead and he knows he's impulsive when he was younger, but he has learned to rein his emotions in and also discipline his mind so that he gets what he wants. He's learned how to rein it in, basically, so that it's more productive. And then we have, okay, because there's been disappointment in love. Now, is this disappointment in love between these two? That could be. They could have been a couple and now one of them has walked away. Interesting, because it's right after this. I mean, this is how we started. So it could be that these two were in a relationship and somehow then one of them ended up collaborating with a different group of energy or something, and that caused them to split up and walk away. Now this here, this energy here is talking about disappointment in matters of love. And of course, again, that could represent romantic love, or you could be disappointed in a family member, friend, a business partner, that type of energy as well. Or it even could be that you're disappointed because something that you love to do or be isn't working out the way you wanted it to. So it's almost like this energy is what causes one of these to maybe walk away from each other. And it's almost like the King of Wands is disconnected here from this energy. There was sort of something impulsive, and that's maybe how he learned not to be. This is having a hot temper and being impulsive. Now this energy here, disappointed and sitting under the tree. I mean, when we get disappointed, we could, this person could sit under the tree for the rest of their life. And some people do. They say, I'm never loving again. I'm not interested in, I'm gonna just go get a regular 9-to-5. I'm not going to be an entrepreneur anymore, that kind of energy. So the 3 cups here could represent 3 different relationships, romantic relationships, or it could be representing working on something and trying, doing your best to get it going 3 times and it's failed every time. And the universe is saying, give it one more time, because, the energy is really supportive of your idea right now. But he's like, I'm scared to take that cup. Like, I put so much energy into this and it's been so disappointing. I don't know if I want to go be that vulnerable again. Or this could be like having a relationship with someone, like maybe a partner in your business, or this could be like your spouse or a lover, and you've given them 3 chances and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're saying, hey, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm not giving you another chance. Generally people show us who they are the first time going around. And if this is like a romantic relationship, quite often this can represent having had a couple with an extra party there. And when that energy comes in, it's a third party energy sometimes that has caused I wouldn't say the third party is necessarily the reason. It would be more the people in the relationship plus the third party caused that to not work. And sometimes this 4th cup in that case can sometimes even represent that there might be a pregnancy involved. So there might be the most beautiful gift of all, which is a baby, but if it's not your baby, then it could be problemsome. And also when you look at this here, you can see, like, let's say this is 8 years. There's 5 cups lined up perfectly. And then all of a sudden we have these 2 and a gap in between and this 3rd one. So this energy is talking, about a couple, and then the gap between them caused by a third party energy. A lot of the time that's what that means when they're in context with these cards. We have the wounded warrior energy. So yes, this is talking about someone, like, I feel like this is your energy. You've been doing your best to stay on your destined path. Now, whether you're the king or the queen, we're not sure which one you would know. But it's kind of that energy. And I do feel that, I don't know if you're married or not, but because these are the least likely to be in a traditional relationship. But this is saying that the wounded warrior is someone that's done their best to stay on their path. It's talking about like I've, you know, I haven't given in to any temptation. I didn't cut corners. I did everything the right way. I reined in my emotions. I disciplined my mind, and I'm exhausted. It's that type of energy. There's 10 wands in the tarot, and this is saying these are the seeds that you planted with through your actions from yourself and with others, and these are what are, you know, these are have grown out of it. And you're leaning, so you've managed to land them. But it feels like it's about having the energy maybe to complete it. You know, that type of energy, like something always happens where you get thrown off course, or that type of energy. Or you're just too exhausted because this, you know, he's got the 9th wand here, but he's leaning hard on it. It's close to his heart. So he, you know, he's determined to keep going, but you can see he's got a headache with that Band-Aid on his head. Oh, and look at this. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Because the energy here is talking about, you know, the wands, boom, land over here, but it's coming from this direction. I feel maybe the King of Wands is looking at, damn, you know, I should have looked at that contract closer, because now it's landed, and am I stuck in this energy again? Like, whew, what was I thinking? It's kind of that energy. It's hard to say, because this is saying that this is already happening. Like this is, conception has taken place. And then that brings in this energy I was feeling about this baby energy. So there could be a pregnancy, because this sometimes represents not just launching a project or, you know, an energy, but it also can be actually conceiving a baby. So if you're not wanting to conceive a baby right now, be aware you're very fertile, or your situations could be there. And also, is this the energy of these ones are coming towards him? And it's kind of like, is it this energy that's trying to push their energy onto him? And it's been quite a battle to, like, no, these are the ones that I am launching, and they're trying to get him to launch these ones, that type of energy. Whoa. And then look at this. Look at all this fire. Holy. This is a fiery reading. Like very up in smoke kind of energy. There's a lot going on here. I feel like this is, okay, so the Page of Wands is actually the Knight of Wands when he was younger. Isn't that something? So the pages would work for the king and the queen. They would start very young, sometimes 7 to 14 years of age. Because back in those days, you know, we had they only had half the lifespan. So people, there wasn't childhood like we know it now. There definitely wasn't any teenager years, you know, it was like get to work. And so quite often they would start working around 7 to 14, depending on how mature they were. But they would come from the surrounding families, and they would be, you know, it would be quite a coup to be invited to come and work in the palace, because you can imagine it would upgrade their lifestyle a lot. He's got a feather in his cap. He's been chosen. And this is someone under the age, in the energy of someone under the age of 21. So you could be 80 and be feeling this this page energy. It's like, oh, I've got my passion back. I feel excited about life. I'm really happy to get involved in this project. It's like that kind of energy. I'm feeling like young and passionate and happy. Stella, you're being a pain in the butt. Get going. Go on. Go on. You're knocking the camera with all your exuberance here. Speaking, she's running around here like, sometimes when I do readings, she picks up on the energy, and she's kind of feisty right now. She's running around, flying around here, being a pain in the butt. Oh, so that's the kind of energy, right? Like, it's kind of like, the thing about the Page of Wands, this does mean communication coming in, and so does this. The communication in the old days would always be in person, but this could be, you know, like all the different ways that we can communicate these days, as I said. So it's very, you have to, but you have, when you look at the Page of Wands, you can see he's got this energy. This is the knight when he was younger. And this is when he was still, quite, enthusiastic, and he hadn't been worn down at all in that type of energy. And you notice he's also wearing that tunic with protection from the fire. So the only one that doesn't have this is the queen, and that's again because she sets the tone. So this energy is talking about, it could be talking about their relationship when they were, like how they've known each other for a while. Or this could be that the King of Wands, because this is the communication coming to him or from him, that this was before he was feeling like this, and I feel like this energy came in. So I don't know who left who or what is happening, but this energy is saying you have to watch the Page of Wands, because look how he's admiring his wand. And this is all about his passion. So he's looking up to it. And a lot of times with him, you have to take what he says with a grain of salt, because he's quite often thinking with his little head. Doesn't have his mind on what things. And then look at this. We have the Knight of Swords flying in here. Just like in a panic. What's he panicked about? Now, is he chasing after the Knight of Wands here? This is really interesting because he's almost, he's bringing information in about something that happened when I don't know if it's something that happened between these two people when they were younger, or if this is the Queen's energy almost, because she sets the tone. And so this is the Knight of Swords. Look at the difference in the energy here. He's got the red flag instead of the red plume. He's got a sword, and the swords in tarot represent your thoughts, your intelligence, your and your ability to discipline your mind. And he only has half the sword showing, so this could mean he only has half the information or the communication, and we can't see the point of his sword. Can he see the point? That's the energy. So he's coming flying in here with the red flag, and look how stressed out his horse is, like totally stressed out. And he has he's running against the wind through barren land with some information. Now, quite often this energy can be there's some sort of investigation going on. And sometimes this can talk even about, a private eye, or someone looking into something that happened when, I feel like when the knight was younger, when he was working for the king and the queen. This is wild energy, but this is coming from the King of Swords now. So, but you see the difference in their energy here. It's like totally different. This person's in a panic. They're either running from something or to something, but they don't have the whole story. Look at, even the clouds are ripped. Interesting. Oh, there's a tower coming. Wow. Now that's an interesting reading. I never know what I'm going to get with random shift. So what this is like, the tower is when you don't listen to your intuition, or, there's energy coming at you and the universe is trying to tell you need to pay attention to this, but you don't. Then the universe gets the frying pan out and whacks you over the head with it and says, pay attention, but you still don't. And then it's like, and this is like, we're talking about, this is a long time, because this night could have been like, maybe, he might be here for 2 decades of energy already. The knight working for the king and the queen. And there's some information coming in from some investigation, and it's creating a tower. And the universe has been trying to say to the king and queen, you need to take a look at this information. And one of them is not paying attention. So there's 2 of them falling out of the turret of their castle, and it's in flames. And one of them is shocked, and the other one is like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I knew it would come out eventually, that type of energy, because you didn't listen when the frying pan came out, the 2x4 came out, you still didn't listen, and then bang, all of a sudden this energy hits, and it's lightning. And you look at how the explosion off of the, you know, the tower here, and this sometimes can represent this energy of conception, and whoa. So there is definitely some third-party energy here, I feel. And it's creating a tower. And maybe now that child is like of age, you know, of like 21 or something. I don't know. There could be some information coming in about the King and the Queen of Wands, that there maybe way back when they first were together, someone was stepping out, and maybe this baby is not, you know, maybe they need to do a DNA test, that type of energy. Huh, wild. We have something similar like that going on in the world right now, you know, like the energy is so similar, it's like wild. Like there's so much going on with all those files that came out. It's like, oh, every day it's like one more thing. And so that's the time that I'm doing this reading in. But I feel like this is going back like as much as like 2 decades, or even maybe more, some sort of information coming in. You would know if this is your reading. I'm like, when I do these random readings, I'm just like, I've never read a reading quite like this before. So we have this energy where you're on top of you're doing really well, but maybe collaborated with people that were pushing their energy onto you, and it was really challenging for you to stay on your path because of it, because they wanted you to do it their way. You signed the contract, you had to do it their way, but it wasn't in alignment with your lifestyle or goals. And you might have done this when you were younger, you know, that kind of energy where you were just so enthusiastic that you didn't look into things like you would now. Like, that's normal. I mean, that's life. But maybe after there's someone walked away from something here, something they love to do, something they love to be, or someone they love. And one of them walked away because of this energy. And I do really feel there was a third-party involvement here, and possibly there needs to be a DNA test on a child to be sure whose child this is. And maybe the DNA came in, and now it's saying it's not, like the baby is a baby's always a gift, but this baby, it's not related to one of the people in this relationship. And it's a big disappointment. And then the Knight of Wands energy is, there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot going on. So I'm not quite, you know, I'm gonna leave, like, I think we all get the picture, but it's kind of like, this could happen to a lot of people. And back, you know, whenever, like, they didn't have DNA, like, it's not like you could find this energy out for sure. You know, nowadays you can do DNA tests and find out. So let's clarify this. For those of you who want to stay with this and want more clarity, let's look into this. This could even represent the child that maybe is 21 now and received some information or something. You know how sometimes that happens. And look at that. We have no pentacles involved here. And we just have this one sword, and the rest is all about passion and love. And wow, a lot of energy here. So I'm using, if you are leaving the... Stella, could you stop? Like, she's really, she's flying around here, and now she's decided to run in and out of, I had a delivery and there's a new box, and so she's obsessed with this new box. Cats are funny. I've been annoying right now. Stop. I'm almost done the reading, and then I'll play with you or whatever you need. So this is talking, it's that kind of energy though. Like, it's like, she can feel like the irritation in the air, the anticipation, whatever this is. So please do give this a like and comment if you, you know, and comment below if this makes any sense to you. There's definitely something going on here, and this isn't uncommon. It's just the way it's come out is very different. I haven't done a reading like this before, not in this way. And you know, consider giving it a like and comment, and subscribing. If you resonate, you're more than welcome. Also, I'm going to now clarify with my oracle. Sorry, I'm just a little bit disconnected here I can just feel like the anxiety in this energy, and so can the cat's just, it's kind of funny how she's running around, but it's annoying. You can tell she can feel it too. So yeah, this is my Oracle Tales from the Vector, and the numbers on these cards represent the, I'm working on bringing this oracle out, and they represent the paintings. I'm an artist, and I did 64 paintings. So this represents the numbers of the paintings in my on my website, talesfromthevector.com. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So you can go to the gallery and look up the paintings. Sometimes they say a picture paints 1,000 words, and I will put in the description box below the information and also the order of the cards, so you know which paintings to look for. So we have transition for sure. Excuse me, and now I got the hiccups coming in. This is about having the strength and the courage to deal with this information now. I feel like someone was out of their integrity, but look at this. This is I feel like this is the collective wanting to stay on their destined path. You know, and being devoted to that, but it's been a real challenge. The shooting star energy is talking about having a good, strong attitude, not giving into fear, and, you know, staying on course. The Empress energy, and that can be male or female, and just as the kings and queens, like any of the figures in tarot could be a male or a female in their masculine or feminine energy, but the Empress energy represents like the ability to manifest at a very high level. Like she's in my oracle, she's a beautiful dragon from Brazil, and she's the crystal queen, and she's her whole spine, and she has crystals everywhere, and she guards the portal for the crystals, and she's in the mountains in Brazil. And this energy is talking about being very, and the story with her is that she would lay eggs, and they would turn into the veins of all the crystals and minerals around the world eons and eons ago. But she did not, she always wanted a real live baby, and then finally she did get what she wanted, but she had to meet the right person. Interesting. All right, we have the Libra energy coming in, which is about being mature enough to be in a committed relationship. When I do have horoscope signs coming in, I'm talking about the energy of the sign itself. Like every sign has its own pluses or minuses, ups and downs, and the strengths and weaknesses. And so we can learn from them all. If you ever get your birth chart done, you'll find that you have most of the signs in your birth chart, and whatever house they're in, it's where it has the heaviest influence. But this is talking about being able to anticipate a strong partnership, because now you're mature enough to be able to do that. So the results would be very different if someone was to say, decide, okay, I'm going to marry someone at 21, and then at 35 decide to marry someone. It's that type of energy. I mean, you know, we think that we're like really mature at this age, you know, how young, you know, like that, when you're that age, you think, oh, okay, I know it all. And then you find out the hard way that you don't, and that you're not even thinking with, you know, with your brain. So the Chariot is the power of spin. This is happening on the spiritual level for some reason. It's already happening, and that's being represented here already. This was meant to happen. Whatever happened here was meant to happen, but it's definitely, you know, very, and then we got the Tower energy here again. And it does have the word divorce on here, but this card is saying the worst divorce is from source. But the thing is that if you know about Plato's cave, that allegory, that energy is like the Tower card for me. It's this dragon that was kidnapped when she was a baby, and she's been chained in Plato's cave to fan the fires of flame, and she's very angry because she's been trapped there for her whole life, and her job is to cast the shadows with light from her flames on the wall. So this is a very different reading when I add the energy of my oracle to it. But this is why I'm playing with it like this. So definitely there is some sort of tower happening, but I feel one of the people involved in here was expecting it at some point, and the other one is going to be shocked. It's that type of energy. So if this is your reading, you'll have an idea. Please do give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed it, and also consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. Yeah, this one's been different. I'll be back with another one soon. Bye for now.